is no mystery about how fascism arose. The mystery is the capacity of human beings to accept it, to countenance it, to permit it to arise. And Isaiah the prophet, in the most direct language imaginable, is identifying the tendency of political leaders to use not only the rhetoric of violence, but to use violence itself to make life easier for themselves and infinitely more miserable for those around them. The miracle of the Second World War is not that it took so long to end. I would say that it really was only when the Berlin Wall was taken down. The mystery is not that it took so long to end, but that it did end, despite all of this dedicated attention to violence. Today's psalm read, "Come now and look upon the works of the Lord, what awesome things he has done on earth. It is he who makes war to cease in all the world. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear and burns the shields with fire." What Berlin showed me during the course of this summer is that the Bible does not only speak in poetry, it also speaks quite directly of what is worst about us in our willingness to use the rhetoric and the fact of violence. It is as if we find it as the political equivalent of adrenaline. We can feel unified if we find a common enemy that we despise. And the more weak the enemy, the greater the fight, and the appearance that no harm is being done. But precisely that move, repeated time and again, is what gave us fascism and what threatens to undermine the nature of political discourse in this country, even as we worship today. Yes, the United States is facing challenges, but let's put them into perspective. The rate of immigration in the United States, although immigration is a problem, is nothing like what it was proportionately during the 19th century. The economic circumstances we confront are difficult. They are not miserable as compared to past problems within the economy. And the constant recourse to the idea that the poor are poor because they like it, and they're just waiting for someone else to do something for them, is perhaps understandable during a time when poverty is a major problem. It is really difficult to understand during a period in which we have the tools at hand to deal with the problems we're confronting. I'm not suggesting that the political problems of this nation are simple, but I am suggesting that proportionately they appear to be capable of resolution, and to see these relatively minor problems used as a pretext to whip up a sense of hatred. That is a major crisis confronting the United States at the moment, because the rhetoric that causes people to hate, as if that were a solution to a problem, that is the covenant with death. That's what Isaiah warns us about. And avoiding that is simply a part of making sure that we keep aim on what Jesus calls the narrow gate. Jesus says in today's gospel, I never told you this was going to be easy. I never suggested the way into salvation was wide. Well, part of the reduction of width is our refusal to countenance any covenant with death, and to insist that as we think through who we are and how we relate to one another, we are constantly having recourse to God's creativity and not to the logic of destruction. Now to God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, be ascribed, as is most justly due, all might, majesty, dominion, and power, this day and forevermore.